I'm exhausted.
Well, like I said, you'll be dead inside soon enough.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait. Hey guys, welcome to our first podcast, first vlog.
It's not a podcast, really.
Vlogcast.
Okay.
We've been talking about doing this for a really long time. Now that we've finally moved to Vegas, everything, not just the poker. I mean, it's definitely going to be poker centric because that's what we live our lives around. We're a little obsessed.
Part of what we came here to do.
And what we came here to do. But also, we're like firm believers that like Vegas is like the best place on earth. And there's so much more to it than just like gambling and drinking. And we want.
That's a big part of it.
Okay, it's a big part of it. But for my family that thinks that I just came here to fuck around, there's more to it. And you should come visit me. So we'll be sharing a lot of that part of our lives.
Since moving here 6 months ago, I can honestly say it's been the best decision we've made, and it's been everything we thought it would be, if not more.
Yeah, 100%.
We're very excited to share that however we can.
This week we did have some friends that came and visited us. We've been having that a lot. We haven't made a lot of friends yet in Vegas. It's coming. We're getting there. But it kind of doesn't matter because people visit us all the time. And so that's enough friends for us.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Of course, we played poker with them and then took them to South Point, played some blackjack, found a really good new sushi teppanyaki place in Henderson here that we absolutely love.
Yep, 5 minutes away up the road, good quality food and good prices. And we'll share some places with you that are some of our favorites that have slowly become staples for us since being here 6 months.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to this week?
So I started a challenge on my Instagram page.
Watch out now.
The Road to WSOP. Since we live here now, and I'm basically here for the entirety of WSOP, I don't have to like find 1 week or 2 weeks out of the summer and cram everything in, which is really great because like I think I can pick and choose which tournaments I want to play. Right.
Yeah. Previously, we would always have to like pick a frame of time and pick the best events in that time.
Yeah.
And now that we're here, we can kind of pick and choose throughout the whole series, which is really nice.
Yeah. So I picked like 3 or 4 and they're all 1Ks and up. And I want to have a couple bullets in each. And clearly that's a lot. That's a lot of money. So over the next 10 weeks, I kind of set a goal and it's all on my Instagram. I want to raise $7,000, play 3 cash sessions a week, 1 tournament, just so I don't get rusty on the tournaments. And I want to get in like 10 hours of study a week, which is...
that's a full-time schedule.
It is. It's the study especially can be difficult to find the time for. I find myself enjoying it more and more. The first week was interesting. We will get into that soon.
Yes. That's the other thing. We're going to share some hand histories with you. We've filmed some hands and we'll have some that we'll just put in the replayer that we will get as close to we can recollect to reconstruct them. And you guys can tell us what you think about how we played certain spots and we can tell you our thoughts on them too.
Yeah.
As far as me, I've just been working. I deal at Venetian and it's been a great place to work. Everybody has been super nice. As long as you show up, do your job to the best of your ability and, you know, make sure that the game is paramount and the integrity of the game is upheld. And from then on out, you should be fine. So if you're thinking about dealing, the Venetian's a great spot. It's a great place to work. Well, we can get into some hand histories here. Rachel has a few. I only have one.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into the hand histories.
All right, so we are at Bellagio playing the 2-5, my new favorite game. I am in the small blind. It folds to me. Cutoff opens, call. I'm essentially closing action because I'm not worried about big blind 3-betting. So I'm just going to set mine here.
And this game is it's a 500 cap.
Yeah. And would you look at that? Look at that beautiful flop.
Flops the set off the rip, no problem.
Yeah.
It's nice to be here.
So of course I check. Original opener bets 40. And it folds to me, and of course I will be check raising this 100%.
Right.
Just trying to find the right size. He's got about 450 behind, so I don't need to make it like super big because we're probably just going to get this all in soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose 140.
So we got bottom set.
Yeah. And he essentially is going to do all the work for me by jamming.
Oh, I just put it in for you.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It was beautiful. And
so
I'm a
he's
little
probably
worried about flush draws.
Yeah, he's probably got a club draw. I mean, but that's what you want to gain value from here.
But not when I river a boat.
Yeah, runner, jacks. It's good to be Rachel.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And
all right, so he did have a nut club draw, puts it in.
Yeah, so that was a good 1K pot right there to get me started for the night. I mean, I had been in at this point a couple hours, so this was.
So in this spot in particular, when he jams, what are you doing with your two pairs and things like that? Like, are you just you're not gonna check raise? You're probably gonna lead flop, right?
No, I'm not leading. I'm out of position, and I'm not the aggressor. So I'm always going to check raise here, but I'm going to check raise with two pairs as well.
Right.
But like I said, we're deep enough, or I'm sorry, we're shallow enough that as long as the turn is favorable, I mean, I don't see why we're not just getting it all in on the turn.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting.
Yeah, he did all the work for me though.
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
Have to really do much.
Well, when you flop sets, it's a charmed life.
I was running pretty good this session.
What's the next one we got?
Okay, so this one, I'm deep now. I'm over $1,200 deep. This old guy had just gotten there. The gentleman in the small blind. So see the under the gun 7 limps, and I just started ignoring his limp because he was limp calling everything.
Right.
So normally over a limp I would make it 20, but with this guy I'm just always making it 15 because I know I'm just ignoring him at this point.
Right.
So $45. $50 going to the flop, and the new gentleman in the small blind makes an interesting choice to donk the flop.
On 874 rainbow?
Yeah, 874 rainbow, he's donking.
Well, I mean, I guess if you don't have an overpair in this spot, it's not the worst flop to donk lead from the small.
Donking heads up, we can agree, usually means that they're pretty weak, but he donked into 2 of us, which means that he's a little bit stronger. So again, he's now 400 effective. So I'm just gonna raise him here. I know that he's a little strong, but I mean, fuck this guy. I have kings. So
yeah.
I make
at the end
75.
of the day,
I mean, if he's doing this with top, like I am gonna put some money in right now.
Yeah, I would only have a concern with, sets of 4s and 7s here. I think 8s are probably going to...
Yeah, I don't think 8s are donking here.
Yeah.
He's going to be trappy with them. He calls, so I'm actually a little concerned at this point that kings might not be good.
Wait, so he leads, you raise, and he just calls?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But,
so,
I mean...
Well, look at this. Look at how she runs.
My goodness. Now, the gloves are off. He checks, of course, and now I essentially go geometric with my sizing. He's got about 350 behind, so I make it 120, hoping he just check rate jams on
Yeah.
now.
Let's just put it in now.
Yeah. But he chooses to call instead.
Well, what's he creeping around with on 874?
Listen, and then he does this. Hold on.
Did he just jam dark on you or what?
No, he just.
No.
Yep, he just jams.
Maybe. Yeah, there's no ace. So what did he show? Sevens. He had a set. Okay.
That's what I figured when that king hit. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, instantly with the wallet out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another 1K pot almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead on the flop.
So
He's
yeah,
asking me here if he had just jammed the flop, if I would have called, and I told him yes.
Well, I didn't put you on a set, so I'd probably call.
But
yeah.
this is essentially me just telling him what he wants to hear.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not sure that if he would have just jammed his whole stack on the flop, I would have then put him on a set.
Yeah, I think that if he maybe went for the check raise instead of the donk lead,
I'm more likely to fold. I
you're
don't
more
know
likely
if I
to
would.
No, you probably wouldn't have.
But
Right. Well, the turn really bailed you out regardless. So.
sure did.
Wow. Must be nice.
I know.
Nice hand. Nice hand.
Okay. There's not much to this one. We're starting with eights under the gun. This was actually before the pocket kings hand. I just want to show this one mainly because I just want to show the flop here.
Well, let me guess. You flop another set. Let's see. Oh my God. Okay. For the record, we will not have only hand histories where Rachel has the nuts all the time.
I was running so good. But okay, so the interesting thing about this hand is, so I'm in it with the small blind. Small blind and I had kind of tussled all night. The flush comes in on the turn. He checks it to me, and I decide to check back because if he doesn't have a flush, I'm scaring him away.
Yeah, you can only get value.
If he
from
does,
flushes.
I think he might lead the river. But he goes ahead and checks the river. Earlier, I had donked off my first buy-in. I punted into the old guy that was sun running with a complete air. I just mucked my hand when he called me. So I think...
Where's that hand? We're not going to see that one? I want to see the one where you punch.
I wasn't recording that.
Uh-huh.
But I think that's why he calls me here, because I overbet the pot. Pot was 75, I make it 100. And I think that hand might have been why he just chooses to hero call me here.
Yeah.
Only quads.
Yeah.
Wow. No big
Yeah.
deal.
So I just wanted to show you this hand.
Got him. Nice.
Okay.
Well, we're going to show a hand where I lose. So now I'm reconsidering my...
Well, I have a losing hand too.
Oh,
We'll finish
okay.
with my hand.
All right.
We'll go to yours now. I do. So that was the first night where I think I had made I made $940 that night, right? Feeling on top of the world. I was like, oh, this road to WSOP is going to be...
Yeah. I'll be done in 3 days. No problem. 7K like that.
The next night did not go so
Yeah.
well. But before we get to that one...
Hello, variance.
We'll go to Dennis's hand. And this is your favorite hand, right?
My favorite hand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, queens are trash. Fold them pre. Treat them like deuces. They're trash. Anyway,
All right, here we go.
but we open 600. Hijack and big blind call. You hear her say, well, I just talked over it, but she says, oh, I'm just going to play every hand. Awesome. 10-3-3, 2 hearts. Nobody maybe, I can get some value from 10x. So she checks. I'm going to lead small for 300. They both call, which as expected, right? So she might have some threes, but I'm not too worried about it. Turns 5 of diamonds. Essentially a brick. Now I'm going to get value from these heart draws. And we're going to find out real quick if someone has a 3, but I'm pretty sure if Big Blind had a 3, she would have check raised flop. So we go 2,200 here. Hijack folds. And she gets sticky and comes along. She's 100% on a draw.
Every hand to the river?
Yeah, there's me razzing her about playing every hand. So 4 hearts, front door flush comes in on the river. She checks to me, and I snap check back and show my hand. I fast roll my hand. She's got ace 4 hearts. So, it's this hand is pretty basic in terms of like low stakes and what happens. People
Yeah.
get sticky, people chase, people do whatever. But it's more of a lesson in like how to reverse exploit. Like just, I have queens, I'm going to showdown. If you have the hearts, you have the heart. There's a little part of me that wanted to bet, but I was like, nah, it's early. I don't need to do that. You know, we took the big bet on the turn and she called. She's got something.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the Westgate.
All right. All right. So you saw Dennis's losing hand. Now you're going to see my massive losing hand the very next night after I just made $1,000 the night before. I think I made almost 20 bigs an hour that night. And the very next night, rather quickly, I get my ass handed to me. The guy to my left was a Euro, and I'm pretty sure he was a pro. He was the only one consistently 3-betting, really putting pressure on stacks, not a lot of calling unless he was in position. Like the guy knew what he was doing.
Telltale sign of a rig.
Yeah. So I get into it. The meta behind this hand was that twice he had 3-bet me. Like I said, I hadn't been there that long. The first time I had like a suited ace, he 3-bets, and I fold. The next time I had aces, he 3-bets, I 4-bet, he folds. This time I have aces again. He 3-bets me again. I 4-bet him. And this time he calls me. Then we see a flop that seems pretty innocent in a 4-bet pot. 9-3 deuce rainbow. I don't really see any reason here to blow him out of the water. I don't see, we're going to down bet here because I want him to continue with all of this trash. There's nothing on this flop that I'm scared of. So I make it 85 and he calls like I assumed he would. We go to the turn, which is the 6 of diamonds. Seems also pretty safe. I mean, he could have sets here, but in a 4-bet pot, he shouldn't even have sets here.
Pretty much only pocket nines.
Maybe, and that's just a maybe. But I'm putting him on, and for continuing on this flop, like I'm really now only putting him on overpairs.
Right.
So I decide to go ahead and just jam here because I have a little less than pot behind. So there's no reason to just not get it in here.
Yeah, I mean, if you bet any less, he's basically free rolling on the rest of your stack. So.
Yeah, and he snaps me off. And I think that's great.
Right, yeah. You're thinking he's going to show you kings or something.
I roll over my aces, and he rolls over.
Good Lord.
4-5 of diamonds. And
Yikes.
I will tell you that I wasn't really tilted in this hand because he wasn't a fish. It wasn't like he made this call. I looked up the spot later, and we both essentially played it almost 100% correctly. He's supposed to 3-bet me there like 30% of the time, maybe a little bit less. Once I 4-bet, he's actually supposed to call my 4-bet about 50% of the time.
Yeah.
So his call was a standard call.
Right.
And then the flop, actually, I checked my sizing. My sizing was right, and he's supposed to just call on that flop. And the turn, the one thing that the solver wanted me to do was to check raise jam. And I just went ahead and just skipped that part.
Let's not dance around. Let's get right to business.
I just put it all in. And he happened to have like the one hand that could crush me there. I mean, that is variance.
Yeah, it's either 4-5 or a set.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any way you can get away from that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about poker that's crazy is, you know, there's days where you can play perfect and not win a hand. And it's just part of the deal, and you just got to roll with it.
Yeah, the rest of the night, I barely won anything. In fact, I was in for 2 bullets in that session, and I lost 800. So, I mean, super highs one night and the
Yep.
very next night, I feel like garbage.
Sounds about right.
I mean,
You just have to be a little
bit.
bit dead inside.
Little bit.
and you'll be all right.
A little bit. I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. I still cry. It's fine. I have feelings still. It's fine.
Well, you'll get over it. You'll be okay.
I'll lose all of my feelings.
Yeah, you won't feel anything.
Got it. Okay.
Soon enough.
Yeah.
You'll be dead inside.
Yeah. The next day, I played the Win Daily, which I actually really like that tournament. I think
It's a
that
good structure.
it's a good structure, but also like the player pool is pretty good. Like
Yeah.
their Win regs are really good.
Which is why we don't play cash
Yeah. I don't like
there.
I'm not
We
ready
don't
for
want to play
cash
cash with the regs.
No. Yeah, that one was a bummer because I stone bubbled that one. But I made these fuckers play hand for hand for like minimum 30 minutes. Like
I was texting her. I was like, ask them if they want to pay the bubble.
I just like I was like a cockroach, just hoping that somebody would either punt or get coolered or something. Cause I knew that there was I had like, by the time we were hand for hand, I had like 5 bigs until eventually I was all in blind in the big blind. And small blind ends up winning with like 7-8 off. And he like had trip 7s on the board. And I was like, okay, let me see what I have. And I turn over and it's fucking ace king. I died laughing. And I was like, all right, this is not my day. So
It was
stone
almost your
bubbled.
day.
It was almost my day. Almost. I have not, well, other than the ladies tag team, I haven't won or cashed in a tournament in a long time.
I think I cashed like at the South Point Bounty. I think I min cashed the South Point Bounty with no bounties. I didn't lose.
Yeah. My MO this year has been make a bunch of cash and lose it all in tournaments. So
That's the good formula, though. You can't have one without the other.
Hold on to some money.
Yeah.
It's just like a fucking roller coaster. I'm exhausted.
Well, like I said, you'll be dead inside soon enough.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait. All right. What's going on this week? What do you got going on?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm working.
What day of the week is it?
It's Wednesday. I do know that because I have to work on Thursday. This one doesn't know what day it is.
We had a lesson tonight for Pocket Queens.
That's
so
why you knew what
Wednesday.
day it was.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Well, I'm gonna play some cash. All the days that you're working, I'm gonna play cash. I don't see any tournaments on the schedule that I really want to play. So I might skip a tournament this week. I would have played Saturday, but
Somebody's birthday.
birthday.
We have a dinner reservation.
Where?
Oh, you want to know where? She doesn't know where. Well, one of our favorite places that we have not been to since we moved here, Lotus of Siam.
Ooh.
So that's-
Thai food's my
It is her favorite. So that's why I didn't want Thai food for dinner tonight, because I'm going to have it again on Saturday. And we
Okay.
had it the other day and probably the day before that. So
I'm
where
sure
it's
we're
at.
going to put a lot of Thai restaurants in this fucking vlog.
For those of you who don't know, Rachel is celiac, so our options are limited.
Yeah. So Thai is really up there. Plus, I really love it. So
I like it too. I do. But the frequency is a little much.
my bad. Okay. Yeah.
All right,
That's
well,
it.
that-
That's it for this week.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay, bye.
And we'll see you soon. Bye.